Good day. Today is the 20th of December 2023. We are at the National Botanical Gardens in Tshwane, Pretoria. And today we are making a video on the permanent exhibition of the Charles Ceronio and Elsie Ceronio trees that was donated to the Botanical Gardens. Carl de Beer here with us is involved in the arrangement and looking after the trees and training of people. And we are going to have a little discussion with Carl on this and also show some of the trees. There are two areas. We are now in one of the areas which we can maybe call a hothouse, and some of the trees that are here are just being looked after. They're going to be displayed later in the permanent exhibition, but Carl will tell us about that. Sorry, there's a fly around my head now. Carl, yes, thank you very much for being here with us. You were involved right from the start. Can you tell us a little bit, maybe a little bit background on Charles, and then on the two areas we have, and some of the and some on the exhibition? Yes.
Morning, Jacob. Thank you for inviting me to do this. We are, as Jacob mentioned, we are in a sort of a hothouse. The trees up here are mainly because there's not enough space in the exhibition down in the botanical gardens. It is Charles's trees, Charles Ceronio. Now he is considered to be one of the masters of South Africa bonsai. He started bonsai in 1968. He was one of the founder members of Pretoria bonsai guy. And why he's considered a master is that he gave demonstrations all over the world, in America, Europe. He assisted Pakistan in establishing their bonsai society in Pakistan, and he was for a very long time. He was invited to Pakistan every year for their annual convention, and do demonstrations there. I think that the majority of people in the northern region of bonsai South Africa was tutored and mentored by Charles. He was most of us, the teacher of most of us. His trees was a few times, and there's one that is down at the exhibition. It is a forest that received a golden award at the Japanese, one of the bonsai exhibitions. So he really was a master. Then two things that Charles, I've got to mention, that Charles stood out for one was his book, Bonsai Styles of the World. And what makes that book different from any of the other books is that it is specifically on styles, different styles. No other book concentrates on the styles like that book does. And then the other thing that I think he stood out for is his development of the African style trees. Africa, as you know, Yaku, has got a style of its own. The acacias or the singalias, they grow at a flat top like an umbrella, and nowhere else in Europe, America and so on will you find that type of tree. And he developed that style as a bonsai style. And as far as I know, I couldn't find it, but as far as I know, that is recognized by the International Bonsai Society as a style. That made him special for Charles. His trees very special. It was kept at his house. He passed away in 2016, and after that Elsie took over and looking after the trees, maintaining them in very good shape. Up to last year, about this time last year, she had a brain tumor, and it's a miracle that she survived. And not only did she survive that illness, she is normal, completely normal today, which is a miracle on its own. But during that time of her illness, she could not look after the trees anymore. And something that I'm deviating a bit, but we all, when you get to my age, our age, we start talking, what's going to happen to the trees if I'm not there anymore? I know at the Kai we had a few discussions about that. My children is not interested in a tree. They don't care nothing. And so you can sell the trees or give them away. Most of the time, give them away and that tree will die. People think, I've got the impression that bonsai is just a little tree in a pot and it looks after himself, which it does not. So we came to a point, and Elsie at that time, because she was very, very ill, it was a real concern for her. What's going to happen to Charles tree if she's not, or if she even becomes so ill that she couldn't look after the trees herself. And after talking about it, thinking about selling the trees, but selling the trees to a private owner, that tree sort of disappeared to the public. Only that owner see the tree, unless he exhibited at some exhibit show or something like that, which is very, very, very not common. So then the idea came up, why don't we approach botanical gardens and ask if we can do it here? The other option was the private home in Mr. Oppenheimer's estate. I know there are bonsai trees at his estate, and we thought it might be a good idea to have it there. But again, it's not open to the public anymore. It used to be, but it's not anymore. So those trees also, they disappear. We approached the botanical garden. First we approached Al Kai, the chairman, and he thought it was a good idea. And with his backing and the Kai's backing, we approached the botanical gardens, and we were pleasantly surprised. They were open. They accepted it with the open heart. They said they were waiting for something like that. They wanted to do something like that. They didn't know how to do it. So, yes, we come into that. We've got, as I say, because we started that early in 2023, around about February, March, we started with the discussions, and we came to a point where they said yes. They've got a few things that is very important to them, and we of course said also. We came to agreement that the Kai will be responsible for these trees for 3 years, that we take full responsibility for the trees. After 3 years, first of all, the trees are donated to bonsai, to botanical gardens, and although we donate, and we cannot, Elsie cannot take them to we can. Only time that we can take them back is if we see that the botanical gardens do not look after the trees. And they are deteriorating, then we have got, with mutual agreement, we have got the right to remove them. Otherwise, the Kai is responsible for 3 years. After that, Botanical Gardens takes full responsibility for the trees, and we as Kai members have an oversight on that the trees are in good shape and so on. I would like to, sorry, I would like to mention it that it was a big decision for Elsie to take. It was part of it. These trees were part of it. And to come to that decision to donate the trees, give them away, and lose control, that was, and it took a bit of time. She had people saying to her, no, don't do it. The trees will go the same route as in other botanical gardens, and keep the trees. But she made the decision, she will donate them. And I must congratulate her on that. It was extremely powerful decision she made. Okay, the trees up here, we were in the process of transplanting them. The trees that's behind me, we have transplanted late August, and that is why only half of them are replanted, not transplanted, probably replanted. And there are a few trees on that side that still need to be replanted. We'll do that August, July, August. They are here because there are not space for them in the garden down there. As Jaco mentioned, it's only a temporary exhibition down there. It was not budgeted for, there's no money that was allowed for it. So everything down there was done on shoestring budget. And as we move down there, you will see, and I must congratulate the botanical people for doing with virtually nothing what they've achieved down there. Like I say, we made use of what we had. No extra money was involved or spent on that.
Well, maybe if I can interrupt, I believe within this period of 3 years, we are busy training staff from the botanical gardens on to how to care for the trees.
That is the idea. We have started off with giving them Francois from us. He gave them the basic bonsai training, 1-day lecture. And unfortunately, we didn't have trees for them to practice on. A lot of them are students that come and do their practical. They study at TUT, at our technical Tshwane University of Technology, and they come and do their practical here, and most of the students gone back for their masters and things like that. So a new bunch of students will move in, which we've got to train again on that. We have identified 1 or 2 people, permanent guys, that will receive more training. The one, Mr. Dumelo, I was hoping he would wander around so I could drag him in and introduce him, but I don't. He is watering the trees up here, and we have pruned. Together we have pruned some of the trees. He was not involved in the replanting, that will come later, but we will spend some more time, especially on him. He's keen, and I think with time and training, he will become a bonsai, what you call bonsai
Artist. Now, Cole, from our side, thank you very much. You are very much the lead from the Kai involved in doing all this. How often do you come here and spend time?
Initially, I came here every day. When we started off, I was here every day, and we to work on it, to get the trees down in shape, and to look after the trees. After they were established, now I'm split sort of in two. I spend most of the time the trees down there. I come up once to twice a week. I spend here. Not enough time. I should spend 2 full days, which I can easily do, but I do not. So I spend a few hours just seeing that they're okay. This is why these trees, as you can see, require a good, some of the cutting back.
Well, we can see they're all growing well and they're all healthy, and that's the most important. So, yeah, thank you from the Kai side to you, Carl, as well. We really appreciate that.
Thank you.